From Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. There we go. Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, coming to you on Friday, July 25th at 11:47 p.m. Late Night Lori strikes again. Much later than I usually would shoot for, but it is what it is. And I'm getting my iPad set up so that if anybody joins me, I can watch for any comments. And I had fully intended on expanding on some of my ideas from this card from last night. So this was my little fun fold here. This is actually a pocket, so I can put some little cash in there for her when her birthday comes. And what I thought I was going to do with this one is use up some of my old Lemon Lime Twist ribbon that I held on to, because I think Lemon Lime Twist is like my favorite color. I might do a short little video just to show what I finished up on this. But I thought what I would do is just cut a slit in there using the Craftin knife rather from my Take Your Pick extra tools, and wind it around there so that I could put a bow over here and then have a piece of the ribbon across here, because I thought that would look kind of cute. And I could probably somehow wind it around here, but this is a flip up, so it might go across there. We'll see. But that's a project for another day. Birthday's not for a while. So I then thought about pivoting and doing the Halloween Memories scrapbooking kit. This is a fun kit. I got it when it first came out, and obviously I haven't done anything to put it together. And I'm not sure if these instructions were complete. I'll have to look and see. I thought there was a typo on them or something. So I'll have to look at that. But this is quite a project, and I thought, I don't really know if I want to do that much of a project on one of these Late Night Lori episodes. So I'm going to do just what should be a super easy card using mostly the elements from the Designer Series paper. Now this is Spooky Sweet paper, I think. Yep, Spooky Sweet 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And since my granddaughter is 7.5, her and her brother like all of these fun times at Halloween, and that's coming up before Christmas. So rather than do Christmas in July, I'm going to do a Halloween in July. There are some super cute dies that go with these too. So this die will cut out this image when you stamp it, and this one will cut out this image. I'm not going to do that. I'm just using the sentiment here. And these embellishments are adorable. They're all sparkly stars that are self-adhesive. And there's some treat bags, iridescent treat bags. So that'll be a project for another day. So I'm just working on a super quick and easy card. We'll see if I can get done in, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. This is this is Petunia Pop, one of our continuing in colors from 2024. It'll be done in 2026. So it's 8.5 by 11. I scored it at 4 1/4, and then I cut it at 5.5. So I have 2 card bases ready to go. One that I can do now, and one that I will do later. So we'll just burnish this. And then what I thought I would do is, this top half looks like a fun piece that I could put on a scrapbook page or make a gift bag out of. One or the other, I'm not sure. So what I'm actually going to do is cut out this little piece here and use it for my card front. So we'll first go ahead and separate these page elements here. And this will give me basically 3 card fronts. Oops, score tool won't work. So there's one. And I have just a little smidge on there. Let's just go ahead and trim this one off. I'm trying to see where the picture actually ends up. It's a little deceiving because of the gray on there. Yep, it goes like that. The bats are in the air. So this takes me to right about 4 for a layer. So I'm just going to trim it a little bit more to get that little bit of timid tiger or whatever color that is. And then this should be 5 1/4. So it is. All right. So that's going to go here. Oh, and I guess I have a little smidge of the upper layer on that one too. So this looks all right, but I want to put a layer of this as well. So I'm going to make this be 4 1/8, and then 5 3/8. So right between 1/4 and 1/2. And I'm just going to make another layer under here, just because I think it kind of needs the extra little pop maybe. Black would probably work good too. If I trim this down a little bit, let's trim this down another 1/16 and a 1/16. We'll take it off of this side this time. We'll go to here, maybe it's 1/8. And I think I'm going to go get a piece of black as well. We'll make that petunia pop, really pop. All right, so let's take a look here. If I'm at 3 3/4, so let's just go 4. We're guessing. I might have to trim it down a little bit. So we're at 5. We'll go here. We'll see if I eyeballed it. All right, so this is just going to give me the itty bittiest little border around here. And then we'll put it on here as well. And then that's going to go on here. I think that'll be fun. And I'm not going to put this all together here because what I want to do is use a die to cut out the inside of that. Let's do the little perennial postage. May as well not waste all that paper. So let's just go ahead and get that out of here. We can maximize our paper. And I'm just thinking I may want to use that petunia pop on some other projects. So when I have a square or rectangular die like this, and I line up my plates, I usually pull one of the plates back. If you've been here with me before, you know that. But then I also tilt it so that the machine is just getting a corner of the die. Hello. So is your first name Ray or Ren? I see AKA Ren. Hello, thanks for joining me. You can let me know how you pronounce that. And then Scrappy Girl, Dana Yates, welcome. So I'm doing a quick little Halloween card, being lazy. Rhea. Okay. I will try to remember that. All right, so here is what I'm just gutting out that layer so that I can use that paper another time. So let me get this out of the way and I can go back to my normal mess instead of the extra mess. So what I started with, Alyssa, welcome. I have some new names here. Where is everybody coming from? So I'm using the Spooky Sweet 12 by 12 designer series paper. I needed a simple card. So I took this layer and it had some card fronts on here as well. So I'm just using this one little card front. And I'm going to get this out of the way then. So I'm doing Petunia Pop. I wanted a layer of this Petunia Pop designer series paper, but I didn't want to waste it all because that's a cool color and my granddaughter's going to love it. So I'm going to layer this together. But then this didn't stand out enough to me. So I'm adding, hello Ginger, welcome. And then I'm going to add that little layer of black, and I think that just really makes that pop, right? We are rating you from Mama Juju. Are you all together? It's a chickadee raid. Fun. I don't know what your group normally does. So you all know each other and you're just joining me together? Is this like a watch party sort of thing? That sounds kind of fun. Oh, I do have to pull out this paper again. How fun is that? Well, welcome. I'm glad you decided to pop in. Join me anytime. I'm usually on pretty late. Where are you all from? Bonnie, I got a whole group of you guys. Great. All right, so this paper also has these 2 sheets of punch out elements. They're all laser cut. So I'm going to use this one. I think I'm going to use a couple of these little bats too. I hadn't originally thought of that, but I think that's what we're going to do. Missouri. And what time zone are you in? Are you in Central time with me? Is it like midnight by you? Texas, Missouri, Texas. So you're not all together then. So Mama Judy, all right, you're Central time. You're Eastern, midnight. Boy, I got a whole gamut here. I usually have some gals join me from Australia, and they're usually like 13 hours ahead of me. So they're usually in the afternoon on the following day. But we're gonna, I don't know if these bats are gonna get lost in here. We might not use those. We're from everywhere. I get that. So you're all not in the same place. You're just all doing a watch party. You wanted to raid my channel. Well, that's interesting. I've never had anybody do that before. So that's kind of fun. All right. So here's what I want to do with this. I have an aversion to the little nubs that come on these, so I'm just going to trim some of these off, and you probably can't see them, but I can, and it'll bother me. So do you do channel raids often? Is that like your MO? I love it, Bonnie. I love having new subscribers. That's great. So are you all familiar with wobbles? I imagine everybody has wobbles, right? I am going to add a wobble to this little fairy princess. And we're going to see how this looks. So we're going to put this on the back. Sometimes I do super simple cards. You do have some wobbles. Aren't they fun? And then I'm going to get my take your pick tool, and I'm going to try to pick this off of here. I love these little wobbles. I don't use them super often because, of course, you know, it helps to have just the right kind of element. But I thought these Halloween ones would be great. My granddaughter sometimes crafts with me. She is now 7.5. I'm going to do that like right there. And she would love this. So I will make this for her. I will probably make a bunch of them for her class once she starts up in school again. I think I'm going to save these bats for inside the card because that'll be fun. And then we're going to do this no tricks, all treats. What color do you think I should do that on? We'll do it with black for sure. Oh, you think you'll get put in YouTube jail? Why? I've used him before. I haven't been put in YouTube jail. All right, so let's decide for the sentiment on here. If we just do it on white, let me just pull out a little scrap of white here. So how often do you, you're a little naughty. Whoops, there goes my ink. How often do you find channels to mob? I think that's hilarious. Let's just see how a little white one looks here. It's the girl's fault, not yours. I'm all right with that. Let's just trim this little thing down. We'll see how this looks. Maybe I should put this on a little wobble also. We'll have to see. So how often do you gals all get together that you do these little raids? Oh, I think I want to trim that a little bit more. We could do something like this. I want to trim this just a little bit more. So I have not yet gotten put in YouTube jail or Facebook jail. Do they do YouTube jail? I knew Facebook did. What do you think of that? Is that too plain? We'd trim that down, of course. So you hang out with Juju every night? Well, I'll have to kind of take a look at Mama Juju's page, huh? Do you do videos every night, or you just get together and craft, or what is it that you do? I'm guessing you're all crafters because we've got Mama Juju's Craftin on the back 40. So you're live every night. Oh, that's very fun. I've been doing lives every night since the first part of January. It was challenging more at first, but now you get kind of used to it, you know, and now I've gotten to the point where if I don't do something live, I feel a little sad, like I should be doing something. So I think what I'm going to do is trim this a little bit different. We're going to make it go with the sidewalk. And then I'm going to take this little piece. So I did this angle here like this, and I'm going to just flip it over here and use it as my template to trim this side at basically the same angle. And I'm going to use that like a little sidewalk extension. Junk journals, mixed media, junk journals. Cool. I have never done a junk journal. I think they're kind of cool, but I've just never done one. So, what do you think of that? Does that work? Maybe I should do a little wider, a little more angled. We'll see. I always eyeball this stuff because it's however the spirit moves you, you know. Well, thank you all for popping in. That was kind of a nice surprise. Not my normal folks popping on. There, what do you think of that? I will glue this all on and I will post a picture on my Facebook page which is also Lori's little bit of crafting. So if you feel like popping in there sometime, you can see some of the still shots. And I've just got that black behind there just to kind of make it stand out a little bit. And I think I'll trim that at a little different angle too. And then for the inside, I'll just put another late "You Aren't Normal." Well, I think those of us that are up this late are probably just not normal anyway. But I'm a night owl. My husband has long since turned in for the night. Well, I guess not long since. It hasn't been that long. He tries to wait up for me. But sometimes it's just too long of a wait. So I'm just going to get this ready. I like to slit my embellishments on the side so that they slide out. And I'm left-handed, so I just take them out this way. So your group does everything. Someone does something, the others don't do it. So cool. Does everything. I don't know if I quite follow that. But I love it that you guys all hang out together and craft and do your junk journals and raid people. I think that's cool. All right, so we will put some of these. I like the purple ones. We'll just add a few of these around. These are like foamy little glittery things, and usually I don't do glitter, but as long as it doesn't come off on me, I'm fine. Glitter just kind of, glitter makes me a little crazy. Oh, and these are all separate sheets. Who knew? All right, so do you, if you're doing junk journals and that, do you use Stampin' Up or do you use other products? A mix of things? And how did you all come to be a group? Did somebody know somebody else? I'm going to go ahead and start attaching these. And this bottle of glue is empty. Some scrapbookers, some card makers, some of everything. That's cool. I have a couple of friends that just are very crafty and they do a bunch of different things. I do mostly the cards, some 3D items, and I've started doing some scrapbooking things. And then every once in a while I get to have my guest stamper with me, and that would be my granddaughter. She's been actually crafting with me since before she was 3. I found a picture not too long ago that was just a couple of months before her 3rd birthday. And she was stamping away. So, you know, she knows the lingo and she's like, oh, Grandma, I need more embellishments. Or she knows how to do the take your pick tool and all those things. And she has gotten to the point where when she comes over and stays with us, one of the first things she'll ask me a lot of times is, Grandma, can we do a video? So she is my guest stamper. It's fun. It's very fun. Yeah, so if you have the opportunity to look through some of my videos here on YouTube, I usually have in the title somewhere guest stamper, and she's even told me, Grandma, I'm going to do it as Riley's little bit of crafting, and you can just stand behind me and I'll let you know if I need anything. So it's fun to see her. You know, maybe someday she'll just take over my channel. You know, when I'm too old to do it anymore, she can just have all of my stuff and take over my page. I'm using the liquid glue because if I used seal or a tear and tape, I invariably get it very crooked and then it doesn't look good. So I think I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. Yeah, I think it's good for the kids to do crafting. I think it's, you know, just like when we have kids in music programs and athletics and all of those things, it helps their academics. So I am very much in favor of doing crafts with the kids, encouraging their creativity. And I'm not going to put any in the middle just because I've got that wobble in the middle. One of those came off already. And it stuck to my gluey fingers. I wasn't going to put this together, but since you're all kind of chatty, we may as well just finish it, right? Whoops, put it the right way. All right, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and put a little glue on this. And that's just going to frame it to make it stand out a little bit. Since I've got it white and it's going to be on that light background. And I'm just going to trim this a little bit more. I think that'll work. It'll be good enough. She'll be happy with it. And then I will finish up the inside another time. Now, what I could do, these pumpkins will be kind of big. I thought maybe these pumpkins would work on there. So we're just going to leave it like that. So that's our little card. And what I usually do on my envelopes as well is put a little designer series paper on those. So I will cut this at about 2 1/4, 2 3/8 by about 6. And I'll add that. Thank you. I'm going to add that to the flap of my envelope. So how late do you gals stay up with your group? Do you have a set time or just however long people hang out together? Bonnie, thanks for joining me. Thanks for letting me read you. I don't really think I had a choice. You just all kind of came on and it was fun. Thanks for popping in. I'm glad I kind of picked a quickie card here so you can see what I'm putting together, but I don't do junk journaling, so you may have to share pictures with me of some of your work. So there's our cute little card. Until you fall asleep. That's great. That is great. All right, that's all I have. My quick and easy little card using mostly designer series paper and not much effort. So Juju comes on at 11 Eastern. Okay, cool. So that would be 10 o'clock my time. Very cool. Well, pop in another time if you feel so inclined, ladies. This is all I have for you tonight. And I'm out. Spooky Halloween in July is done for now. Until next time, happy crafting, everybody. Thanks for popping in, ladies. So we've got Rhea and Ginger and Mama Juju, Dana, Bonnie. I'm trying to see if I missed anybody. There's a bunch of you. That's great. Thanks for popping in, ladies. I appreciate it. Have fun with your group, and until next time, happy crafting. there we go. Have a good night, everybody.